got this. Or not. Ether. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So as you can see, this is Mr. Zeus in his very colorful T-62A. This is obviously a tier 10 game on Sacred Valley. And we have two platoon mates who I can't possibly forget to mention. So over here we have Retin, I hope that's how you pronounce your name, sir. And then Mr. Broccoli to go along with Mr. Zeus, because there's not enough misters, right? Now they're all in T-62As, so this should be a real treat. Now, before we get into the game, of course, if you want to help support the channel, the best way, as always, is to like any videos you enjoy. If you want the channel to grow, then share them with friends. And of course, send me games and then share those with friends. You know, I expect that Mr. Broccoli and Mr. Breton would like to see themselves on YouTube, right? Totally. Anyways, let's get into the game, and let's switch this to something useful. There we go. Now it's out of the way. You can actually see all the tanks clearly. Now, seems that our wolfpack here are the only ones going up this side of the map. Everyone else is kind of, I'm not certain if lemming trained is the right word, phrase, whatever. But they're all rushing up the other side of the map. And again, when I say rushing, most of them are heavy tanks, except for the Leopard, who is apparently about to get himself caught out there. So yeah. Ooh, good shot into the 5481. I almost said that was a T-69, but quite clearly from the lettering above, you can see that is not the case. Now, putting good shells into these guys, softening them up so that the autoloader can't just rush them and clip somebody down. And so these guys are going to keep trying to shift positions and put fire into the enemies as much as possible. They do want to soften them up before they go in for the kill, the takedown kind of thing. It's really interesting to see somebody driving along in sniper mode like this. You can't help but wonder if this is a replay thing, or if that's actually how Mr. Zeus drives, or drove that particular time anyway. All of them zoning in on this Object 430. Whoa, just, yeah. So I switched the camera back to free mode so we can see this a little bit more clearly. Come on, one more shot, or just drop down on them. That right there is a silly spot to be sitting. Good. Now, Mr. Zeus sitting in that spot is actually really out in the open. He is a big target for anyone sitting back at their base, and well, it's much harder to come to an ally's defense when you have to run all the way back up the hill like that. But managed to get there in time. Ooh, unfortunately, falling off the side of the hill and getting shot in the side by a T-54, and now he's got his back end towards the T-54. He's no way. Wait, is that an auto-aim shot? Or did you actually just shoot a hill? Yeah, you must have been auto-aimed on the Object 140. Sometimes the replay glitches hold the aiming retinue thingy. You know what I'm talking about? In a weird spot. You're just gonna stick your back end up in the air and expect not to get shot. Okay. I mean, you can keep doing that, but it's not gonna stop us from shooting you, right? Unfortunately, that shell was never gonna penetrate from that angle of the front plate of the Object 140. It was always gonna bounce. A little bit surprised he's not taking aim for that cupola. Oh, Object 140 is just gonna rush him. They both flubbed their shots. Well, that's interesting. And we get tracked. That shot manages to go through his upper plate because of the fact that he dropped down off that little nook. hill bump in the road thing, it flattened out his upper plate enough that our shot can go through the top. Now, unfortunately, the score is currently 6-10. Now, our Wolfpack is still alive. We're not exactly on the best health in the world, but we're all still here, so we can still make some plays. And we do have a full health Jag Tiger with us. So now Mr. is going to try and get into a flanking position. Being in a medium tank, there is never a reason to go full-on flat at the enemy. You always want to be trying to flank around and get shots in when nobody expects you to be able to put shots in. The more flanking fire you can put in a medium, the more effective your mediums will be. Unfortunately, Mr. Zeus is kind of in an awkward spot and hasn't really been able to fire off any shots that have actually, done anything. Now here, I'm gonna stop this here for a sec. Okay, so we have one of the Wolfpack is up here, harassing the I-70E-75, making sure they can't cap. We have one of the Wolfpack up here, again, putting down harassing fire, and we have Mr. Zeus driving off this way. These three guys really need to be together. Yes, I understand these are both strong positions. I also understand why Mr. Zeus is driving this way. But either they all need to be driving this way and then flanking around together, or they all need to be defending. Splitting up like this is going to get them picked off one by one. And if they get picked off one by one, we're going to lose this thing. Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's far too late to switch, where everybody's stationed. Now our Jag Tiger looks like he's being encircled. He has an AMX-30 kind of with him, so hopefully our AMX-30 can do some damage. And nice shot into a WZ. No way they expect an attack from this direction, so we're definitely going to get some free flanking fire down before they realize where we are and how to deal with us. Nice shot into the STB-1, and unfortunately it looks like we're going to lose our AMX-30. We have already lost our Jag Tiger. No! And there goes one of the we just lost one of the Wolfpacks. Mr. Broccoli dies, unfortunately. Now we got the enemies looking both directions as they suddenly realize what's going on. One more shot. No! Ooh, we tracked him. Oh, well. I mean, if he's just gonna sit there like that. Oh, man, if that shot had gone in. Oh, well. Yes, side of the object. Oh, yeah. Now the the EMX is chasing us. The E50M is pushing up that hill. Unfortunately, we're still split up badly for that. And there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, hopefully, Wetton can get himself out of there, and Mr. Zeus can link up with him, and they can start doing some harassing and whatnot. But oh well. Now it seems like the chat is blaming Platoon 2, i.e. our heroes, for losing this game. But really, anytime you lose a game where you're not carrying it, it's probably your fault. It doesn't matter who you are. Now, the game is not over yet. We still have two amazing tanks, in decent position. Unfortunately, it looks like Mr. Wetton is surrounded. No. Ooh, look, bat chat. No, sorry. Why did I say bat chat? There isn't a bat chat in this game. That's an E50M that we just killed. Unfortunately, yeah, our last ally has died. Is now a 1 versus 5. Oh, T-30. No. Oh, that hurt. That really, really hurt. Surprise T-30 is never a good T-30. Now, it is beautifully, it's a beautiful job of just circling this guy. And the enemies have realized that they are never going to be able to catch and kill him, so they're just going to try and cap. which is perfectly fine because it tells us exactly where they are. Did you just bounce off of a what you could have shot in the back end? Well, okay. STB-1 racing to the defense of the Allied T-30. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get that shot. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful job. Whew. Okay. What? No, seriously. Now there's somebody else shooting us. I think they actually bounced off the wreck of the T-30. And the STB-1 is crying because he lost a reload fight with a T-62A. Dude, you're always gonna lose a reload fight with a T-62A. Almost everything loses a reload fight with a T-62A. Except maybe some of the... No. I was gonna say the British mediums, but no, apparently so. Oh no! Well, our hero has died. That was a valiant fight and a beautiful ending. You know, unfortunately, couldn't quite get into cover in time. Now, yeah, maybe he should have taken a little bit longer of a route to get around. But at the same time, there was only 19 seconds left on the cap, and it would have taken most of those seconds to get in position. Of course, if that WZ hadn't been coming up this hill right at that point in time, then it would have been a much different story. But either way, it was a great game. Thank you so much, Mr. Zeus, for saying it in. 1100 experience with premium without a daily double, because, I mean, obviously he lost that. Still earning himself an ace tanker for a fact, duelist and bruiser. High caliber on a loss is always a mark of excellence. And then, of course, the Top Gun, one tiny little, you know, kill away from a Radley Walters. Oh well. That is amazing. Anytime you can end up with almost 6 months as much, if not more, experience than most of the enemy team on a loss, you did something really well. Not only that, but their top guy was the guy that we made look like he was a noob. Because that T-30 really did look like he had no idea how to play after Mr. Zeus was done with him. He earned himself a Confederate, and then, of course, the IS-7 managing to get the steel wall. This unfortunate guy managed to kill us. No, he deserves some props. He played it exactly right at the end. If he hadn't been exactly where he was, then Mr. Zeus probably could have carried this game back from the brink of defeat. Wow, just look at that. I mean, you know, because he needed more damage done, right? Unfortunately, not able to block a single shell. If even one of those had bounced, then this game may have turned out a little bit differently. But oh well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mr. Zeus, for saying this, and this was awesome to watch. Have a great night. This is ioEther out.